Someone once asked, if your alpha CEO husband doesn't love you, would you divorce him? I commented under a photo of a yacht. Female leads in novels are so ungrateful. If it were me, I'd make sure the CEO couldn't escape even if he wanted to. Standing on the yacht's deck, I recognized the golden trident pillar decoration. In the sunset, the column gleamed with an exaggerated shine. I reached out and touched the cool metal surface. The engravings matched the photo description. A crew member in a white uniform passed by, his cap pulled low, a faint scar on his cheek. He turned into the stairway leading to the lower decks. The owner of this yacht was the man behind me, my husband, Damien Black. He lived up to his name. Unfortunately, he got married young, forced by his grandmother to marry me. I turned around, the wind blowing my hair into my face. The floor-to-ceiling windows of the suite in the distance reflected harsh light, obscuring the interior, but I knew he was there. According to the plot, he was waiting for me to sign the divorce papers. In the original story, Damien had a lost love. After losing her, he became apathetic, feeling it didn't matter who he married. Scarlett Hayes, the body I now inhabited, had saved his grandmother, so she was sent to him and they got their marriage certificate. Less than 6 months later, his lost love returned, they agreed to divorce, and Scarlett left with nothing. 3 years later, she returned to the country with a little heir in tow, caught Damien's attention, and couldn't escape his clutches. In the end, she died. Ridiculous. And here I was, on this yacht, headed back with Damien to get a divorce. As soon as I transmigrated into the book, I had to be a mum. I touched my belly. Beneath the fabric was a barely noticeable curve. I was carrying the little heir. Why would I divorce? Could the original Scarlett, running away with the baby, get a monthly allowance of 15 million? I pushed open the teak door. The cold air raised goosebumps on my arms. The suite was decorated in grey and white, the windows framing the sea and sky. Damien sat on a black leather sofa by the window, papers spread in front of him. He crossed his legs, his polished leather shoes pointing at me. With his head bowed, stray strands of hair cast shadows over his eyelids. His nose was straight, his jawline sharp. I swallowed hard. The sound was especially loud in the silence. I pinched the pregnancy test report in my pocket. Damien didn't look up. The pen scratched across the paper. I walked to the glass coffee table, pulled out the report, unfolded it, and slid it across with my index and middle fingers. The paper made a rustling sound. I'm pregnant. We're not getting a divorce. The pen stopped. Damien slowly raised his face. His eyes were dark brown, now like frozen amber. He stared at me, his jaw tight.
Woman, are you playing me?
I straightened my back, fingers gripping my clothes. Playing you? The pregnancy test report is stamped by the city maternity hospital. Do you want to call and verify its authenticity? Damien Black stood up. The oppressive pressure of his nearly 6'3" frame closed in. He walked around the coffee table, his black shoes silent on the carpet. Stepped back, my heel hitting the edge of the sofa. I put my hands up in front of me. A gentleman uses words, not fists. My back hit the cabin wall. Damien's arm braced against the wall next to my ear, his other hand pressing against the opposite side. He leaned in, his shadow covering me, his breath smelling of mint. He narrowed his eyes, the corners tilting up.
This divorce will happen, whether you like it or not.
His cold breath hit my eyes, and I blinked. His Adam's apple moved as he spoke. He let out a short, cold snort through his nose, lowered his arms, and took a half step back, still fixing me with his chin. We can get a divorce, but only after the baby is born. Otherwise, people will call the child a bastard. You wouldn't like hearing that, would you?
Get rid of it.
Can't do that. Your grandma knows I'm pregnant. She's thrilled right now. Do you want to ruin her mood? 10 minutes ago, I'd sent a photo of the pregnancy test report to Grandma Black. She immediately transferred 10 million into my account. The message read, Scarlett allowance, take care of yourself. I can't wait to hold my great-grandchild. I wasn't about to let go of such a generous backer. The air around Damien turned so cold that my hair stood on end. The hum of the air conditioning grew grating. But inwardly, I was smug. I had his grandma on my side. I couldn't help the smile that tugged at my lips. Damien's pupils contracted. The icy surface cracked, revealing something dark beneath. He stared at my smile like he was reviewing a contract with loopholes. I suppressed my smile and pressed my lips together. I let go of my clothes, then clenched them again, my nails digging into my palms. I took a small step toward him, the tip of my shoe almost touching his. I lowered my eyes to below his waist. The dark grey suit trousers wrapped around his long, straight legs. The waistband of his pants was slightly lifted, outlining a firm curve. A barrage comment flashed through my mind. Damien's ass is a work of art. My hand rose toward that curve. Smack, smack, smack. 3 light taps. Time froze. I stood stiff, my hand still pressed against his butt. Damien's body tensed, his back straightening and his glutes clenching. He turned his head sideways, his mouth and eye twitching simultaneously. The air conditioner hummed. In the distance, waves crashed. My heartbeat pounded so loud it hurt my eardrums. I pulled my hand back, my fingertips still tingling with the sensation of fabric and body heat. We stared at each other.
Scarlet Hayes.
He gritted out the words, each one like an icicle forced through his teeth. My heart leaped, and I turned to run. I twisted the cabin door handle, slipped out, and ran down the corridor barefoot on one foot. Behind me came the sound of leather shoes hitting the floor, along with Damien's suppressed roar. Get back here! I dashed toward the deck, my fingers brushing against the engravings on the golden trident pillar. The sun had half set. The sea dyed in molten gold and dark purple. I ran barefoot on the slightly warm deck, the wind billowing my shirt. I glanced back. Damien was a few steps behind, his suit jacket blown open, his tie askew, his hair disheveled, his eyes fierce as if he wanted to tear me apart. He chased me for 3 laps around the yacht, then stopped, panting, bracing himself against the railing and shouting a low command into his earpiece. In less than 20 seconds, several men in black uniforms with communication devices poured out of the hatches, blocking me against the railing. Silver badges were embroidered on their cuffs. The crowd parted, and Damien walked in.
Woman, where do you think you're running now?
He was breathing hard, sweat on his brow, his eyes regaining their icy composure. He grabbed my chin, his thumb pressing into the bone until it hurt. My eyes welled up, and my lips trembled. Inside, I was thinking, can't even run a kilometre. And you hire guards to corner me. 2 men in black grabbed my arms and escorted me back to the suite. Damien followed, loosening his tie. The door closed.
I'll give you 6 months. Have the baby.
6 months isn't enough.
6 months isn't enough to carry a baby?
A fetus needs 10 months of gestation. That's middle school biology. If you've forgotten, I don't mind buying you a textbook.
Scarlet Hayes, you'd better not pull any tricks. This child must follow the agreement.
What agreement? Did we sign something about the child? I don't recall. I'm pregnant. I won't divorce you.
Woman, are you playing me?
Gentlemen use words, not fists. Good men don't hit women. Husbands don't hit wives. A chill seeped through my thin blouse. Damien's arm swept past my ear, his palm slapping against the wall right beside my head. The wall vibrated slightly. His other hand clamped onto my shoulder. His fingers were long, but the strength was terrifying. His knuckles went white from the pressure. We were so close. The crisp scent of cedar mixed with a faint trace of tobacco invaded my nose. So close I could count every one of his lowered eyelashes.
This divorce is happening whether you want it or not.
His breath was cold. A few strands drifted onto my eyes. My eyelashes fluttered from the ticklish sensation, and I blinked furiously. Maybe that blinking angered him. His Adam's apple rolled. He let out a short, cold snort through his nose. The hand on my shoulder released abruptly. His other arm pulled back from the wall. He stepped back half a foot. Don't rush, honey. Of course we can get divorced. I just mean, let's have the baby first. Otherwise people will call the kid a bastard. You, the great alpha CEO, wouldn't want anyone pointing at your son or daughter and saying, that's Damien Black's illegitimate child, would you?
Get rid of it.
Can't do that. Your grandma knows I'm pregnant. She's thrilled. She couldn't stop laughing on the phone. Are you going to spoil her happiness? Just 10 minutes ago, I'd hidden in a corner of the deck, taken a clear photo of the pregnancy test report, and sent it to Grandma Black. Her reply was as fast as her money transfers. Less than 3 minutes after I sent it, my phone buzzed. A bank deposit notification popped up. Your account has received 10 million.00. Note, pocket money. Almost as soon as the words left my mouth, the pupils in Damien's deep, dark eyes contracted almost imperceptibly. It was a reflexive tension, like a taboo trigger had been touched. Damien didn't speak, but the aura around him grew heavier, icier. The cabin's temperature-controlled AC was set to a comfortable 78 degrees, but I felt the hairs on my bare arms stand up. The light poured down from above, casting a shadow across the bridge of his straight nose, leaving half his face in darkness. Strangely, my initial nervousness was chased away by the sudden chill. I let out a small, comfortable sigh. The corner of my mouth curved up into a tiny smile, but that faint, unfinished smile was clearly interpreted differently in Damien's eyes. The muscles on the shadowed half of his face seemed to twitch almost imperceptibly. The hand at his side slowly curled into a fist. Veins on the back of his hand began to bulge. A more tangible coldness crept up from the soles of my feet. It was an instinct, the feeling of being locked onto by a predator just before an explosion of danger. The AC vent was on the other side of the room, but the air around me seemed to still. I swallowed, my throat dry. That brief flash of smugness deflated, replaced by a delayed wave of tension. I think I may have accidentally pissed him off, for real. He looked at me. There was no sign of rage in his eyes, just an extreme cold. A cold so deep it was brewing a storm beneath a calm surface. He took a small step forward, compressing that half-foot distance between us again. He didn't pin me to the wall this time. He just stood there, looming over me. My heart skipped a beat. My fingers curled, gripping the hem of my shirt. My mind raced. Should I follow the original plot? Or my gaze involuntarily wandered. It skimmed past his broad shoulders, his narrow waist, and then landed, quite by accident, on the outline of his rather shapely rear, accentuated by his standing posture. My fingers curled at my sides. My hand hovered in the air for half a second, feeling the cold air from the AC vent. Then, my arm moved on its own. My palm connected with the fabric with a solid smack. The sensation exploded through my senses. The cool, smooth silk of the pants, the rock-hard muscle underneath. I felt the exact moment his glutes clenched tight. Time froze for a fraction of a second. Damien froze mid-reach. The line of his spine went rigid, back muscles tensing into sharp definition. The water bottle slipped from his fingers, thudding onto the Persian rug. The cap popped off, and liquid gushed out, quickly soaking into the intricate dark red pattern. Damien straightened up slowly. He didn't turn around immediately. I saw his shoulders heaving, his breathing changing from steady chest expansion to short, sharp pulls of air. The hand at his side clenched into a fist, knuckles going white. Then he turned.
Scarlet haze.
What if I said I was just swatting a mosquito?
A mosquito? On my rear? So, you not only slapped it, but applied a kneading motion as well? Scarlet haze. Do you take me for a fool?
My palm slapped against the heavy teak door. I twisted the brass handle, and my body slipped through like a fish. A low, frustrated growl echoed from behind me. I sprinted into the yacht's corridor, my bare feet slapping against the cold marble floor in a frantic rhythm. The wall sconces blurred into streams of light as I ran. My heart hammered against my ribs. Fragments of the original novel flashed through my mind. Damien's ruthless business tactics. Now, I'd just slapped his ass. Heavy, rapid footsteps sounded behind me. Damien was giving chase. Was he barefoot too? I glanced back. He was running on the carpet, barefoot. White shirt sleeves rolled up to his elbows, tie hanging loose around his neck. His face was dark, a vein throbbing on his temple.
Stop.
Only an idiot would stop. I yelled back, making a sharp turn into an open stairwell. The yacht stairs were a spiral, the metal railing rough and cold under my grip. I took the steps 2 at a time, the bare soles of my feet stinging against the edges of the stairs. The stairwell echoed with the overlapping sounds of our footsteps. His strides were longer, but his tailored pants restricted his movement. I was smaller, more agile. We played a game of tag across 3 flights of stairs, a pregnant woman in silk pajamas and bare feet chasing, and a shoeless, disheveled CEO trying to catch her.
Scarlet, stop right now.
You stop first. I shouted back without turning, shoving open a heavy metal door marked deck access. The salty, wet sea air hit me full force. I burst onto the night deck. Moonlight scattered across the dark blue sea, shattering into a million shimmering silver scales. The deck was empty, dotted with a few white lounge chairs and tables, a pool glowing turquoise in the distance. The wind pressed my silk nightgown flat against my body. I ran along the edge of the deck, my eyes quickly scanning the area. A staircase to the upper observation deck to my left, a glass door to the bar to my right, and the railing straight ahead. There seemed to be a crew passageway near the bow. A loud crash echoed as the metal door was slammed open behind me. Damien was out. He paused at the deck entrance, his chest heaving. The moonlight sculpted the tense lines of his body.
You can't run. This ship is mine.
So? You gonna throw me overboard? Hurting a pregnant woman carries a heavy sentence. His pace wasn't fast, but each step steadily closed the distance between us. His bare feet made a dull thudding sound on the teak wood. The wind lifted the hem of his shirt. My back hit the cold metal railing. The stainless steel bar pressed into my lower back. I took a quick glance behind me. Beyond the railing was a churning black sea, the yacht cutting through the waves, throwing up white foam.
Now, apologize.
For what? I didn't do anything wrong. A slap is nothing. You cornered me against the wall earlier. We're even.
Cornering you and sexual harassment, are they the same thing?
How is that sexual harassment? That was friendly interaction, strengthening our marital bond. Before the last word was out, I ducked down, grabbed an orange lifebuoy at my feet, and hurled it at Damien's face with all my might. He instinctively dodged, turning his head. The lifebuoy skimmed past his ear and landed in the pool with a loud splash.
Scarlet.
I lunged for the crew door, grabbed the coal brass handle, and twisted locked. I tried again, but the door didn't budge. Heavy footsteps were right on my tail.
Run. Why did you stop?
I'm warning you. If you lay a finger on me, your grandma won't forgive you. And this baby is your heir.
The child is not a free pass for you to do whatever you want. Take her back to the suite.
Yes, Mr. Black.
Fine. If it's an escort, then so be it. I'm tired of running anyway.
Stand watch.
I walked over to the floor-to-ceiling window, staring at the endless black sea outside. The yacht sailed smoothly, the lights of a few distant fishing boats twinkling on the horizon like fallen stars. I opened and closed my palm by my side, twinkling on the horizon like fallen stars. I opened and closed my palm by my side. I was sitting cross-legged on the carpet, studying the brand of water in the mini-fridge. Damien walked in. He was wearing a dark grey lounge suit. The soft cotton fabric dulled some of his aggression, but the coldness in his eyes was unchanged. He was holding a document, walked over to the sofa, and tossed it onto the glass coffee table. The papers slid across the polished surface, stopping right in front of me. The heading was in bold, Supplemental Agreement.
Sign it.
I picked up the document and quickly scanned it. The earlier clauses covered living expenses, medical resources, postnatal arrangements. My eyes stopped at the last item. Party B agrees to complete delivery within 6 months and to cooperate with divorce procedures within 30 days postpartum. I looked up at Damien. He was leaning back on the sofa, legs crossed, fingers drumming a lazy rhythm on his knee. His expression was placid, as if he were negotiating a routine business deal. Damien, do you even know how long a full human pregnancy term is? His drumming fingers paused slightly. 9 to 10 months, it takes an average of 280 days. That's common knowledge. Damien's drumming stopped completely. He looked away, out the window at the Black Sea.
That's irrelevant. 6 months. You will give birth.
How? A premature C-section? A 7-month preemie in an incubator? Or do you have some kind of magic to make a fetus develop in fast forward? Damien turned his head back, his gaze dark and heavy on me. His eyes were deep, like a bottomless winter lake. In those depths, I caught a flicker of something, a barely perceptible anxiety.
This is part of the agreement. You just need to comply.
I won't sign.
You don't have a choice.
Then we'll see you in court. Do you think a judge would uphold a ridiculous clause like you must give birth in 6 months? Damien stood up too. We faced off across the wide glass coffee table, the overhead light cast shifting shadows across his face. Then, he gave a very faint smile. It was a light, cold smile that didn't reach his eyes.
Scarlet, you think you have a choice?
Didn't speak. I just looked at him. He walked around the table and stopped in front of me. The height difference meant I had to look up at him.
The yacht will be sailing in international waters for the next 3 days. In those 3 days, whether you sign or not, the end result won't change.
What does that mean? Damien didn't answer. He just looked at me, his eyes swirling with complex emotions I couldn't quite decipher. Then he turned and walked towards the bedroom.
Get some rest. We'll talk tomorrow.
The bedroom door closed with a soft click. I stood alone in the living room, staring at the closed door, then down at the supplemental agreement on the coffee table. The paper gleamed a cold white under the light, the printed words like an invisible chain. The sea breeze snuck in through the gap in the balcony door, stirring the heavy curtains. I walked to the balcony, my hand gripping the cold railing, and looked out at the churning Black Sea. The yacht's searchlight occasionally swept across, illuminating a moment of churning white foam. Then I laughed. I laughed so hard, my shoulders shook. Give birth in 6 months? Damien, your brain is stuck reading expired Alpha CEO novels. But as I laughed, my expression slowly sobered. Because I knew he wasn't joking. I fed the agreement into the paper slot. The paper was quickly torn apart by the sharp blades, turning into long, thin strips of confetti that fell into the clear plastic bin. I watched the fragments fall, the words on them becoming cut up, separated, gone. After being escorted back to the suite, Damien spoke to me in a tone as if signing a contract.
I'll give you 6 months. Have the child.
Mr. Black, do you even know how long a full human pregnancy term is? A fetus needs 10 months to gestate.
The agreement is clear. Have the child, then divorce. The timeline can be adjusted to 8 months.
An 8-month baby is premature and needs an incubator. And, Mr. Black, the essence of this agreement hasn't changed. I'm still a baby-making tool. A tall person tends to get emotional. Emotions affect hormones. And if hormones go haywire, if the baby develops poorly, don't blame me. Damien spun around. His suit pants tightened with the movement, letting out a faint ripping sound. Then I saw it. On the back of his right thigh, just below the hip line, a slit about 10 centimeters long had torn open. The frayed threads curled at the edges, revealing the edge of his dark blue boxer briefs underneath. Oofed. I quickly covered my mouth, my shoulders starting to shake. I couldn't laugh out loud. If I did, I might actually get thrown overboard.
Scarlet Hayes.
Mr. Black, before discussing childbirth, you might want to address your wardrobe issue first. The base of his ears turned red, visibly spreading down his neck, stopped by the upright collar of his shirt. His hands on the desk clenched into fists, veins standing out like reliefs. Tell you what, Mr. Black, I'll definitely have the baby properly. After all, it's a piece of my flesh. Divorce isn't off the table either, but 10 months of pregnancy, I bear the hardship, I bear the risks. After delivery, my body will change, my career will be interrupted. You just wait to become a father and then kick me out to find your lost love. Isn't this deal a bit unfair for me?
What do you want?
$5 million a month. From confirmed pregnancy until the child's first birthday. Cash into my personal account as nutrition fees, emotional damages, and unemployment compensation for the pregnancy and nursing period.
Are you insane? Enough. $2 million a month.
Not insane. Just doing math. 4.8. 4.5. Not a cent less. Enough. He cut me off, his voice hoarse. $2 million a month. He spoke without turning around. If you go lower, I'll go cry to your grandma that you're bullying a pregnant woman. And Mr. Black, that pants situation. If a paparazzi catches you, the CEO of Black Group, with his pants torn on a luxury yacht, showing off his underwear, the stock drop would cost way more than this, wouldn't it? Damien's shoulders heaved. A long silence. He remained with his back to me. I could only see the short, neat hair at the back of his head and the sweat beads at the nape.
$5 million a month. From confirmed pregnancy until the child's first birthday. At the same time, you must sign a non-disclosure agreement covering today and all similar future incidents.
Deal.
I'll have my lawyer redraft the agreement. Now, get out.
Alrighty. Mr. Black, need me to call room service for a new pair of pants? Or a sewing kit? Standing with my back against the cool door, I covered my mouth, laughter leaking through my fingers. I laughed until my stomach hurt and tears streamed down. From outside the door came Damien's muffled roar and the sound of things shattering. I wiped my tears and walked into the bathroom. The mirror reflected my flushed face and eyes that were unnaturally bright. I turned on the tap and splashed cold water on my cheeks. $5 million a month. Damien Black, the best is yet to come.
Scarlet Hayes, get out here.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Silence returned to the suite. Only the low rumble of the yacht's engines faintly transmitted through the thick hull.
Don't be scared, darling. If anyone dares to come near, I'll chase them off with a broom.
Her fingers, calloused from years of knitting, gently patted the back of my hand. Sunlight streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows, gilding her silver hair. On her lap lay a half-knitted baby sweater. I wrapped myself in an off-white knitted blanket and curled up on the couch. The living room was different from the cold mansion in my memory. The beige fabric sofa sagged slightly.
That Xenia Hunter. I never liked her back then.
Too shifty-eyed, too scheming. Damien was young and infatuated, but I never let her in the door. I buried my face deeper into the blanket, leaving only my eyes visible. Madam, I just heard she recently returned. Damien...
He wouldn't dare. Don't worry, honey. You're carrying the Black family's great-grandchild. No one can shake your position. If Damien dares to mess around, I'll break his legs first.
The door lock beeped, signaling someone had entered the code. Grandma Black and I looked up at the same time. Damien pushed through the door, wearing a dark grey suit, his tie loosened and a few strands of black hair tousled by the wind. He pulled out his phone, swiped a few times, then turned it around to show me. The photo showed the master bathroom. On the edge of the sink lay a black razor, next to a few short, coarse black hairs that hadn't been cleaned up.
Explain. Scarlett, don't play dumb. That razor, those hairs, which other man's are they?
Oh, you caught me? Damien's hand on the sofa suddenly clenched, the leather creaking faintly. I slowly reached out from under the blanket and pointed at the razor in the photo. This? I used it this morning. My finger moved to the black hairs. And these are my leg hair. New growth. A bit coarse. The air froze for 3 seconds. A crack appeared in Damien's expression. He stared at me, then down at his phone, then back at me, his eyes filled with almost bewildered shock.
Leg? Hair?
Yeah, shaved cleanly. But your razor is too sharp, I almost cut myself.
You did that on purpose.
Pregnant women get emotional. I suddenly wanted to shave my legs and couldn't find my tools. What's wrong with using my husband's razor? Damien said nothing. He stared at me for 10 seconds, his gaze heavy. Just when I thought I couldn't hold out, he turned and walked toward the stairs.
I'll be in the study.
He tossed over his shoulder, his back straight, but his steps were quicker than when he arrived. I collapsed back onto the couch, my back damp with sweat.
You little minx. So sly.
Grandma Black laughed, tapping my forehead with her knitting needle. I stuck out my tongue. That last look Damien gave me wasn't just anger, it held wariness and suspicion. Damien's phone on the coffee table vibrated. The screen lit up, and the caller's name was glaringly bright in the living room, Xenia Hunter. Grandma Black and I both stared at the phone. The buzz echoed. Quick footsteps came from the stairs. Damien returned, bounding down a few steps, and snatched up the phone. When he saw the screen, his brows furrowed slightly. He turned and walked toward the balcony, pressing the answer button.
Hello?
He stood with his back to us, his voice lowered. I could only see his broad shoulders tensing, his fingers gripping the phone so hard his knuckles turned white. The wind from the balcony carried the scent of osmanthus from the garden. My black smile faded. She patted my hand. I wrapped the blanket tighter and watched Damien's silhouette on the balcony. Xenia Hunter. That name was like a tiny thorn pricking into the tranquility of the afternoon. Chapter 6, The Lost Love's Call and the Battle for the Master Bedroom. When Damien answered the phone, the harsh lines of his profile softened under the dining room's wall sconces. He tapped his index finger lightly against the edge of the mahogany table, his tone carrying a gentleness I'd never heard before.
All right, I'll be right there.
His phone lay face up on the tablecloth. The name Xenia Hunter glowed on the screen. My fork scraped against the porcelain plate with a thin, sharp sound. I set it down flat and focused on chewing, but my eyes kept drifting to his face. The ice in his expression had thawed at the edges. A nearly soothing curve touched his lip. My heart squeezed, not too hard, but enough to leave an ache mixed with a spectator's curiosity. In the original story, that first love had been a problem from start to finish. He hung up, and the softness vanished instantly. His gaze shifted to me.
I'm going out.
A statement, not a request. Oh, I shoved a piece of broccoli into my mouth. Go ahead. When your first love calls, who am I to refuse? My words were muffled, but loud enough for him to catch. Damien's jaw tightened. He didn't respond. He grabbed his suit jacket from the back of the chair. The rustle of fabric was painfully loud in the quiet dining room. The air stirred as he turned, brushing against my bare forearm. "Come back soon, Damien." His footsteps faltered for a split second. He didn't look back and walked straight out. The solid wood door clicked shut behind him, cutting off the light from the hallway. The dining room felt vast and empty now. I dropped my fork. The clang of metal on porcelain echoed. The housekeeper drifted in silently to clear the table, but I waved her off and stood up, walking away. Back in the master bedroom, I flopped into the center of the velvet-covered bed. The strange mix of cedar and orange blossom filled my nose. I stared at the crystal chandelier above, counting its facets until my eyes went blurry. Outside, the sky shifted from dusk to deep blue, then sank into pitch black. I turned the TV on, then off. I flipped through a fashion magazine, but every model looked like Xenia. I sat up, hugged my knees, and stared at the door. Around 11, I heard steady footsteps outside. The click of the key turning in the lock seemed amplified in the stillness of the night. Damien pushed the door open, bringing in the night's chill and a faint, sweet floral scent. He shrugged off his jacket, tossing it onto the armchair, and loosened his tie with a hint of barely concealed exhaustion. He didn't look at me. He headed straight for the bathroom.
It's late. Go sleep in the guest room.
I froze for 2 seconds. His voice wasn't loud, but it was cold and hard as ice. And why should I? I didn't move. My voice trembled with suppressed anger. "This is my room." Damien stopped at the bathroom door and half turned. The light cast a shadow along one side of his nose.
Because this is my house. The master bedroom belongs to the master of the house.
Ah, I let out a bitter laugh. I threw off the covers, walked barefoot right up to him, and tilted my head back to glare at him. "So a wife by contract doesn't even deserve a bed? Fine. Get the contract out. Add a clause that says Party A has the right to evict Party B from the master bedroom at any time. I'll leave right now." He looked down at me, his gaze dark and unyielding.
Scarlett, stop making a scene.
"I'm making a scene?" I pointed at my own flat stomach. "I'm pregnant. I need a good night's sleep. The mattress in the guest room is hard as concrete. Do you want your child to grow up stunted?" I emphasized the words "your child" heavily. Something flickered in Damien's eyes. His gaze dropped to my belly. He was silent for a few seconds. When he spoke again, the edge had dulled.
Fine. The master bedroom is yours. I'll go to the guest room.
Victory felt sudden. I pressed my advantage. Pregnant women get hungry in the middle of the night. The kitchen needs to have light snacks ready at all times. Mild temperature. Bland but nutritious. Rich in protein and fiber. Also need calcium and magnesium supplements. Milk. Sesame seeds.
I'll tell the kitchen. Anything else? Say it all at once.
The sound of running water came through the frosted glass door. "That's all for now." "Damien, you're so thoughtful." I hummed a little tune as I walked back to the bed and burrowed into the covers. The scent of cedar in the air seemed stronger now. I hugged the pillow, imagining Damien tossing and turning in the guest room, and a smile crept onto my face. Serves him right. Bathroom water stopped. Damien came out in a dark grey robe, his hair half dry, with a few damp strands falling across his forehead. He didn't look at me again.
Good night.
His voice was low as he headed for the door. "Good night, Damien. Sweet dreams." The veins on the back of the hand gripping the doorknob bulged for a moment. He turned the handle and walked out. The door clicked shut, the lock engaging softly. The master bedroom was all mine now. I stretched, letting out a satisfied sigh. Then I heard it. A faint creaking sound filtered through the wall. It sounded like an old mattress groaning. Then came the rustle of fabric shifting as someone turned over. Around 2 a.m, a dull, rumbling snore penetrated the wall. I opened my eyes and stared at the direction of the sound in the darkness. When the first snore hit, I froze. The second one came with a stubborn rhythm, then the third, the fourth, an endless barrage. I covered my ears, but the sound was everywhere. I buried my head under the pillow. The rumbling vibrated inside my skull. I counted to 100 sheep, and the snoring hit a loud crescendo. Damien Black. I gritted my teeth, threw off the covers, and stormed over to the wall adjoining the guest room. I pounded it twice with my fist. The snoring on the other side stopped for 3 seconds. Just when I thought the crisis was over, it changed pitch. With a trill, I stood frozen, my temples throbbing. I gritted my teeth. As another loud snore rang out, I thought viciously, Damien Black, just you wait. Tomorrow, I'll show you what a pregnant woman's wrath and the power of a voice recorder really mean. I held up my phone, the screen facing Damien, who was leaning against the headboard. The overhead light caught the sharp angles of his face, and I saw his Adam's apple bob as his knuckles gripping the edge of his tablet turned white. Sweetie, do you prefer the sound of a pig snorting, or is the feeling of a train rumbling through the bedroom more your style? I recorded 3 versions. This one, late night heavy metal rock, has the best layers. Damien's gaze lifted from the tablet and locked onto my phone screen. His jaw tightened for a moment, and the hum of the air conditioning in the room seemed to pause.
Scarlett, didn't you sleep well last night?
I recorded 4 straight hours. Need me to analyze the possibility of sleep apnea for you? Some websites say that level of snoring could indicate severe oxygen deprivation. One of these nights, you might just...
Enough. So, what do you want?
I don't want anything. Chronic sleep deprivation isn't good for a pregnant woman or the fetus, for the healthy development of the baby, and for you to get better quality sleep. I think maybe we should temporarily sleep in separate rooms. The villa has plenty of empty rooms. You can pick whichever one you like.
Separate rooms? With all your research on surviving high society, are you telling me you don't know what separate rooms imply to everyone else?
It means I get to live a few more years. It means your son gets to be born smarter and healthier.
Fine. Have the housekeeper prepare the guest room on the east side of the 3rd floor. Move tonight.
The victory came so suddenly that I was a bit stunned.
Scarlett, the weather is nice today. How about you come shopping with me? Let's get a few things for you and the baby.
Sure, ma'am. I've been bored out of my mind. What time are we leaving? I can't wait. Damien folded the newspaper neatly and placed it on the coffee table with a soft rustle.
I have nothing to do this afternoon. I'll drive you.
Perfect. Then Damien can come too and help carry things. You can't miss out on buying things for Scarlett and the baby.
The mall's heating was blasting, and the warmth dispelled the chill from our coats as soon as we walked in. Grandma took my arm and headed straight for the maternity and baby section.
This material is soft. Let's get a few for changing. Nice sound, not too harsh, good for stimulating the baby's hearing development.
Damian, what a coincidence, Damien. You're shopping in a baby store too? Are you buying a gift for a friend?
I came with my wife and grandmother to look around.
Wife? So you must be. Miss Hayes? Hello, I'm Xenia Hunter, an old friend of Damien's.
Hello. Damien mentions you often. He says you two are old acquaintances.
Oh, Damien talks about me? It's been such a long time. I'm surprised he still remembers.
Buying formula?
Yes. My cousin just had a baby. She asked me to pick up a can for her. Oh, by the way, are you looking at cribs? My cousin bought that Italian brand over there.
I heard it's very sturdy. The materials are safe. Great for the baby's sleep. Do you want to go take a look? I can help you pick one out.
No need to trouble yourself, Miss Hunter. We'll buy whichever one our Scarlett likes. When it comes to things for our own child, it's most important that the parents find it pleasing to the eye and reassuring to the touch. Don't you think?
Mrs. Bog, you're right. I was being too forward. Well, I won't disturb your family shopping then. Damien, I'll be going now.
Scarlett, do you still want to look at that crib?
Yes. Let's get a few more pairs for rotation. The rest of the shopping trip was quiet. Damien became even more taciturn. If Grandma Black or I so much as glanced at something, he would nod to the salesperson to wrap it up. Soon, both his hands were full of shopping bags bearing the logos of various maternity and baby brands. I'll have this. Please make it double spicy.
Pregnant women shouldn't eat anything too spicy.
My mouth has no taste. I just want something spicy, something that burns in my chest. Just this double spicy, thanks.
Do as she says.
The pastries and small dishes arrived. The plate of chicken in front of me, drenched in red chili oil and covered with peppers, seemed particularly glaring. The spicy and numbing sensation exploded on my tongue instantly, making my eyes sting. I held back a cough, chewing mechanically, unable to taste anything.
Damien, Mrs. Black, Miss Hayes. Fancy meeting you here again. Miss Hayes, are you eating something so spicy? That can't be good for you or the baby. Can it?
I set the chopsticks down on the edge of the plate with a soft clatter, then picked up my iced water and downed half the glass in one go. The cold water temporarily soothed the burning in my throat and stomach, but it couldn't quell the inexplicable fire rising in my chest. It's a bit stuffy in here. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. I'm going to the restroom. Without looking at Damien or the newly seated Xenia, I turned and walked away. My steps quick and hurried. The mirror in the restroom showed my red eyes, nose, and cheeks. I couldn't tell if it was from the spice or the anger. I splashed my face vigorously with cold water, droplets dripping off my chin. I pulled out my phone and opened my chat with Grandma Black, my fingers flying across the screen. Grandma Black, I'm suddenly not feeling well. Maybe it's the stuffy restaurant. I'm gonna wait for you guys at the coffee shop downstairs. Okay? After sending the message, I stuffed my phone back into my pocket and dawdled in the restroom for a few more minutes, straightening my hair in the mirror and reapplying my lipstick before I slowly walked out. I didn't go back to the restaurant table. Instead, I headed straight for the elevator lobby on the other side. The elevator doors closed, cutting off the music, chatter, and those suffocating gazes from the restaurant. I leaned against the cool metal wall of the car and let out a long breath of air I felt I'd been holding for ages. The elevator descended smoothly to the first floor. With a soft ding, the doors slid open. I walked out with my head down, mentally calculating where the coffee shop was, and nearly bumped into someone at the entrance. I looked up instinctively, the apology dying on my lip. Damien stood at the entrance of the coffee shop, one hand in his coat pocket, the other clutching several shopping bags from the maternity store. He looked down at me, his brow slightly furrowed.
What's wrong?
Behind him, Grandma Black stepped out of another elevator, a knowing, slightly helpless smile on her face as she watched us. Damien stepped aside, holding the glass door of the coffee shop open, his voice still void of emotion, but the words made me freeze.
Go inside and sit down. I'll order you a hot milk.
Drunken truth and the transmigrator's secret. Through drunken eyes, I stared at the tall, dark figure before me and slapped away his outstretched hand. Get away! Don't touch me! I'm waiting for my husband, Damien, to pick me up. The shadow's hand froze midair, his knuckles tensing under the dim yellow light. Molly's voice drifted from the side, barely suppressing her laughter.
Scarlett, your husband is really here.
Liar. I waved my arms, nearly knocking over an empty beer bottle. My husband would never come to a place like this. He smells like cologne, not barbecue. The shadow sighed. That sigh burrowed into my ears, carrying a familiar weight. I blinked hard, trying to merge the three wobbling figures into one. The light carved shadows across his profile, high nose bridge, lips pressed into a straight line. I knew that line too well. It was his expression when he was so furious. He wanted to strangle me, but had to hold back. Da. Damien? He didn't answer. Instead, he immediately took off his suit jacket. The black fabric, cool with a night breeze, wrapped around my shoulders, which were only covered by a spaghetti strap dress. His fingers brushed my bare skin, and I shrank back with a shiver. Cold.
You knew it was cold, yet you still drank like this.
I'm happy. I stiffened my neck and tried to stand up, but my legs gave out and I pitched forward. He shot out an arm and caught me steadily. My face slammed into his rock-hard chest. The shirt fabric rubbed against my skin, carrying his body heat and a faint hint of cedar. I sniffled, confirming it was him, not a stranger. I immediately grabbed his shirt and wiped my tear and snot-covered face all over it. Why are you so late? Molly made me drink 3 bottles. She said she's celebrating that I'm about to become a rich woman and won't have to look at your ice-cold face anymore. Damien's body stiffened noticeably for a moment. He pulled me back a little to examine me. His eyes were as deep as a well in the darkness. He raised his hand and roughly wiped the wet streaks off my cheeks with his thumb.
Home.
No. I want to tell you a secret. A huge secret.
Mr. Black, she's really drunk. Just now she said she wanted to tell the latest 21st century joke, but then she passed out and snored on the table.
What secret?
Well, I'm not Scarlett Hayes. Really.
Then who are you?
I came from outside the book. I know everything about you, including that love letter you never sent and burned to ashes. I know Xenia Hunter will come back to you. I was supposed to die 3 years later.
No, that kind of thing will never happen. Home.
Hey, don't be afraid. Look at me. I'm fine now.
Scarlett Hayes, is what you said just now all true?
Truer than a pearl. I swear by my future as a rich woman. I just know the plot. I paused, my eyes falling on his face so close to mine. The neon lights from outside the window danced across his brows and eyes.
Going to what?
He pressed, leaning slightly toward me. The distance shrank even more. I could smell the faint alcohol on his breath, mixed with cedar. Going to... On impulse, I suddenly cupped his face with both hands, and without further ado, leaned in and planted a loud, wet kiss right on his cheek. The moment my lips touched his skin, it felt cool and smooth. The new stubble pricked my lips, making them tingle. Damien completely froze. Even his breath stopped. His eyes flew wide open, my silly smiling face reflected in his pupils. After a few seconds of dead silence, his throat bobbed violently.
You.
He started, his voice raspy, as if rubbed by a grindstone. Sealed, I declared triumphantly, let go, and slumped back into the seat, closing my eyes. Now you can't run away. I have to live well and be my rich woman. You have to live well too, and work hard to make money for me. Got it. Consciousness faded into darkness. Just before I completely lost awareness, I vaguely felt a warm, broad hand gently cover my forehead, the fingertips cool with the night breeze. I heard his low voice, very near, yet very far.
We'll both live well.
The next morning, I was woken by a pounding inside my head. My temples felt like two woodpeckers were competing to drill holes. I groaned painfully and tried to turn over, only to find my body trapped by something heavy. I struggled to open one eye. The first thing that came into view was a solid chest in dark grey silk pajamas. My face was plastered right against it, feeling the warmth of his skin and his heartbeat through the thin fabric. A strong arm was wrapped around my waist. I stiffened my neck and slowly looked up. Damien's face was right above me. He was still asleep, his eyes closed, his usually sharp features softened in the morning light. A layer of blue stubble covered his chin. We. How did we end up sleeping together? Fragments of memory came flooding back. I gasped sharply and instinctively covered my mouth. My body tried to shrink back, but as soon as I moved, the arm around my waist tightened, pulling me back into his embrace. Damien frowned, his eyes still closed, and mumbled vaguely,
Don't move.
I froze instantly, not daring to budge. All those drunken ramblings from last night, and that kiss I initiated, spun wildly in my mind. I secretly lifted my eyelids to study his sleeping face. He looked unusually calm. Then, without warning, Damien's eyes opened. Dark irises, sharp and clear, without a trace of drowsiness, collided straight with my panicked gaze. My breath stopped. He stared at me for a full 5 seconds. Slowly and deliberately, he raised his right hand and touched the back of his fingers to his left cheek, the spot I had kissed last night. My face exploded in redness, the heat crawling to my ears. The corner of Damien's mouth twitched upward, almost imperceptibly. The arc was tiny and disappeared instantly.
Awake?
He spoke, his voice slightly hoarse from sleep.
Does your head hurt?
I mechanically nodded, then shook my head frantically. I didn't know whether to lower my hand or keep it covering my mouth. He withdrew the arm around my waist and sat up nimbly. The collar of his silk pajamas fell open with the movement, revealing a small patch of solid chest. He raised a hand to rub his temple, then threw off the covers and got out of bed, walking barefoot toward the bathroom. At the bathroom door, he paused and looked back at me.
Next time, if you get drunk and talk nonsense again, I'll record every word of your secrets and play them on loop for you when you're sober.
Then he turned and entered the bathroom, closing the door. A few seconds later, the sound of running water came from inside. I collapsed back into the bed, still warm from his body heat, and stared at the crystal chandelier on the ceiling. He didn't press further. He didn't interrogate me about my drunken words. He even seemed to be in a decent mood. The sound of water stopped. The door opened, and Damien came out, drying his wet hair, now wearing a clean white shirt with the buttons undone, the lapels casually open. He walked to the wardrobe against the wall, pulled open one drawer, and reached inside, but his movements suddenly halted. He turned his head and fixed his gaze on me in bed, holding up what he had in his hand. It was that German-made, gleaming razor that I had once secretly used to shave my legs.
Scarlet, besides spouting nonsense and
He paused, glancing at my instantly red face.
kissing people randomly, did you conveniently touch any other personal belongings of mine?
I looked at the razor glinting between his fingers, then met his amused, challenging eyes. The remnants of last night's drunken courage and this morning's embarrassment vanished into thin air. I didn't. Absolutely not. I denied vehemently, grabbed a pillow, and buried my face in it, my voice muffled. I don't know anything. I blacked out last night. From the direction of the bathroom, a very low chuckle escaped him. Chapter 9. Sunlight sliced through the gap in the curtains, cutting a golden line across my eyelids. The dull ache of a hangover tugged at my temples like a rusty saw. My throat was parched, my stomach churning. Fragments of memory scattered, the smoky barbecue stand, my best friend Raina laughing so hard she was wobbling, and a tall, dark figure. I think I slapped him and called him a trafficker. And then I shot up in bed, the world going black for a second. I pressed my hand to my forehead, my fingertips touching warm skin, not mine. I turned. Damien lay on his side next to me, one hand draped over my waist. His eyes were closed, his breathing steady. His chiseled face looked softer in the morning light, with shadows cast by his lashes. He wore a dark grey silk pajama top, the collar open, revealing his collarbone. My mind went blank. Last night, I didn't just hit him. A memory flashed to me, cupping his face, kissing him, and saying, "Not bad. Damn." I held my breath and moved his hand off my waist. The moment my fingers left his skin, his eyelids twitched. I immediately shut my eyes, body stiff. A few seconds later, I heard him sit up, the rustle of fabric, then the soft pad of slippers on the floor. Footsteps headed to the bathroom. I opened one eye. The bathroom door closed. The faucet ran for half a minute, then stopped. Dead silence. 10 seconds later, the door swung open. Damien stood at the doorway, holding an electric shaver. The blades were wet, dripping water. His face was expressionless, jaw tight, eyes icy.
Scarlet Hayes.
I cringed. "Morning, boss. Sleep well?" He held up the shaver, blades pointed at me.
What did you shave with this?
"Shaved your face."
I showered before bed last night.
He took a step forward.
There are curly hairs stuck in the blades.
Alarms blared in my head. Crap. Last night, drunk, I swallowed. Maybe you didn't clean it? Or from the pillow, I shed hair?
Scarlet.
He cut me off, his voice simmering with anger.
The blades were brand new. There are at least 5 strands over 3 centimeters long, obviously not from a face. You'd better give me an explanation.
Fine. I used it to shave my armpits. Your shaver claims to be fully washable multi-purpose grooming, right? I was testing it for you. What are you doing?
Getting you a membership. Beauty salon. Full body hair removal, annual pass, unlimited sessions. I'll pick you up this afternoon for your first treatment.
I was really drunk last night. Did I say anything weird?
You said I looked like your high school homeroom teacher.
Anything else?
Xenia is back in the country. She invited me to dinner. Grandma asked me to let you know. She said not to overthink it.
What would I overthink? We're a contract couple. You can have dinner with whoever you want. Damien glanced at me in the mirror. He opened his mouth, but in the end, he just tightened his tie and turned toward the door. He pulled the door open.
Don't be late this afternoon.
The door closed. I stood there, looking at the empty bedroom, suddenly feeling cold. The hangover headache still lingered, and my stomach was hollow. I walked to the window and pulled open the curtains. Sunlight flooded in, stinging my eyes. Downstairs, the black car drove out of the courtyard and disappeared down the tree-lined avenue. I leaned against the window, my fingers picking at the wooden frame. My mind was a mess. The shaver, the salon membership, the 5 million, Xenia, and that look in his eyes, as if he wanted to say something. Was everything fated? I curled my lips. Fate, my ass. I knew the original ending for Scarlet Hayes. She'd return with a child in 3 years, be harassed by Damien, and die under mysterious circumstances. But this time was different. I touched my lower abdomen. There was my baby. I had Grandma Black on my side, 5 million a month, and the advantage of knowing the plot. Xenia wanted to come back and steal him. I looked down at my bare toes, the pale pink nail polish peeling at the edges. Let her try. I walked toward the bathroom, glancing at the discarded shaver in the trash on the way. The silver body lay in the bag, reflecting cold light. I crouched down, picked it up, and wiped it clean with a tissue. At the sink, I turned on the faucet and stared at myself in the mirror messy hair, dark circles under my eyes. Scarlet, You need to get it together. I put the shaver back in its original spot, next to Damien's row of skincare products. Then I squeezed toothpaste onto my brush. Foam spilled out as I stared at my face covered in white foam. Had Damien really believed my nonsense about the love letter? Had he sensed something already? I spat out the foam, rinsed, and splashed cold water on my face. The chill woke me up a little. No matter what he sensed, I had to stay calm. I dried my face and picked up my phone.
Up yet? How'd it go last night? Did Damien tear you apart?
No, but he bought me a full-body hair removal membership. Molly replied instantly with 3 question marks. Another notification popped up. A bank alert. 5 million deposited into my account. Allowance. I stared at the numbers. The bitterness that Xenia had stirred up was replaced by a more complicated feeling. What was Damien thinking? Throwing money at me while going to see his lost love. Disgusted that I used his shaver, but remembering to send my allowance. I put down my phone and went to the dressing room, pulling open my half of the closet. It was filled with the latest season's clothes, tags still on. I took out a dress, the silk fabric sliding through my fingers. In the mirror, I stood in my pajamas, hair a mess, but my eyes were strikingly bright. Okay, since he's given me money, I'll spend it well. As for Xenia, we'll see about that.